Most men think women fall for muscles, money, or good looks. And that's why most men fail with women. Because here's the truth no one dares tell you. Women don't fall in love logically. They don't even fall in love because of attraction. Attraction is weak. It flickers, fades, and dies the moment a shinier man comes along. What women really fall for is addiction, but not the kind you buy in a bottle or snort in a bathroom stall. I'm talking about emotional addiction, the drug she can't quit, even if she wants to. And here's the kicker. You can trigger that addiction with nothing more than words. If this sounds dangerous, it is. And once you know how, you'll never look at conversations with women the same way again. In the next few minutes, I'm going to pull back the curtain, and you're going to learn everything. Let's talk about the myth of attraction. Every weak man believes he can win a woman by being attractive. If you get a nice car, a nice watch, and maybe a pair of bulging biceps, maybe then she'll notice you. But that's surface-level thinking, because the truth is that while attraction makes her want you, addiction makes her need you. There's a difference between the two. When she needs you, leaving you feels like losing oxygen. Attraction can be ignored, but addiction can never be ignored. That's why guys who are perfect on paper get dumped, while the guy who drives her insane with chaos owns her forever. And that's what I teach in Shogun Method at shogunmethod.com, how to infect a woman with emotional chaos. But before we start, let's get this clear. Shogun Method is not for immature guys who want to wield power over women just for the sake of it. You believe in the natural order of a sexual relationship where a man leads with love and the woman follows with obedience. This is how things should be, and you're using Shogun Method to achieve this goal. We call this virtuous masculinity, and it's the philosophy that gives Shogun Method its cornerstone. If you can't promise to be virtuous with this knowledge, then stop watching. You must use Shogun Method to bring happiness to both you and your woman. Okay, let's pick up where we left off. How to induce emotional chaos in a woman to create emotional addiction. As a Shogun Method practitioner, you'll learn that the first step is disorientation. To trigger addiction, you first need to destabilize her emotional equilibrium. Think about it. When she's comfortable, she's in control. And when she's in control, you're just another nice guy vying for her attention. To seize control, you must disrupt her psyche, is to use words that violate her intuition. In Shogun Method, these are statements that mismatch what her subconscious mind expects. Here's an example. Tell her this. You know what's funny? You're not the type of girl I'd usually find attractive, but for some reason, I can't stop looking at you. She's confused, and that's a good thing. Her brain short-circuits, searching for an explanation that she can't seem to find. That's disorientation, and it's an opening for you. Inside Shogun Method, we call this Intuition Violators. They bypass her conscious resistance and hook straight into her subconscious. One hit, and she starts leaning in without realizing why. You're just getting started, and once she's off balance, it's time to pull her into the spiral. And here's where most men mess up. They try to impress her, flatter her, and make her feel good. Rookie mistake. As a shogun, you'll remember that addiction isn't built on comfort, but chaos. And the root of chaos is contrast. We'll go into the exact technique later, but here's what you want to do. You want her to feel emotional ups and downs, pleasure and pain, hope and despair. This is the psychological warfare technique we call fractionation. It's the same cycle that keeps women glued to soap operas, trashy romance novels, and toxic ex-boyfriends they can't quit. Here's the funny thing about how the female psyche works. Highs feel higher after you hit her with a low. Similarly, relief feels super relieving after a bout of emotional chaos. Her trance gets deeper and deeper with every cycle of the roller coaster. And that's not all. When you're the one orchestrating that roller coaster, her brain links you to the chemical hits of dopamine, serotonin, and adrenaline she craves. You're not just some guy, you're her personal drug dealer for the emotional hits she is addicted to. Here's the kicker. This is only the beginning. Fractionation is the backbone of the Shogun Method online masterclass, where this simple idea is weaponized into something most men will never be ready for. Make a mental note, because at the end of this video, I'll show you where to go if you want the full playbook at fractionation.org. Okay, let's get back to where we left. You learned that the first step of emotional chaos is disorientation. Now you're going to learn the second step, and it's going to be pretty dark, So be warned. In Shogun Method, you'll learn about the power of memories. Addiction gets cemented when you embed yourself not just in her present, but in her past. Hypnosis is ultimately about covert conversations. A simple story, told the right way, can hypnotize her and plant false memories in her subconscious mind. She'll recall moments that never happened as if they were real. Tell her, remember that night when we stayed up until 3 a.m. talking about how crazy the world is? You told me you felt like no one ever understood you before. If she can't remember it, her brain fills in the blanks. Suddenly, you're not just a man she knows. You're part of her personal history. And here's the beauty of it. People never abandon their history. They never question their memory. If she believes you've always been there, she'll believe you should always be there. Inside Shogun Method, this isn't just a parlor trick. It's an entire arsenal of psychological manipulation that goes far beyond what I can share here. And once you realize what's possible, you'll never look at conversations with women the same way again. Imagine having the power of implanting any memory in a woman's mind. What are you going to do with that power? Remember, attraction is optional, but dependency is mandatory. A woman can walk away from attraction. She can't walk away from addiction without tearing herself apart. That's the line most men never cross. They stay on the level of being attractive or desirable, and then they wonder why she dumps him for another guy who seems to be less attractive. With Shogun Method, once you've pulled her into the spiral, once you've rewritten her history with your words, she can't quit you. She doesn't even want to, because she wants to be with you out of her free will. As a virtuous masculine practicing Shogun Method, you're the most desirable man she's ever met, and she won't have eyes for any other guy. Okay, we're coming to the end of this video, so let's wrap things up. Here's a summary of the 4 things you've learned from me today. 1. Attraction is built on chaos, not order. 2. To induce emotional addiction in a woman to you, first, disorient her with Intuition Violators. 3. The root of emotional chaos is contrast. In Shogun Method, the tactic in play is fractionation. And 4. You can build emotional addiction in a woman by implanting false memories in her mind. Here's the kicker. What I've given you here is just the surface. The real war is waged on levels 99% of men will never see. Inside Shogun Method, tactics like fractionation, Intuition Violators, and false memory installation are weaponized into a system of complete control. Shogun Method is not a pickup trick or some dating advice. It's psychological warfare that makes a woman emotionally enslaved for life. Remember, there's a difference between making her want you and making her need you like her next breath. Sadly, most men will never touch this power. They'll keep playing the attraction game. They'll keep doing stupid shit like buying dinners and trying to look impressive. And they'll keep getting dumped. And maybe that's where you also belong, because not every man is cut out for this. Most men are too soft, too needy, too desperate to wield psychological dominance over a woman. And that's fine, because the Shogun Method online masterclass isn't for them. But if you're the man who refuses to be weak, if you know deep down you were meant to command, not to chase, if you want women addicted to you in ways they can't escape, and most importantly, you're the man who wants this power for good, not for evil, then you've got one shot. Step into the Shogun Method online masterclass at fractionation.org. But be warned, once you cross this line, there's no going back. This isn't romance. This isn't dating advice. This is war. And only men strong enough to handle that truth will ever win it. So choose, stay outside and keep losing, or step into Shogun Method and be the virtuous masculine she sticks with for a lifetime, through thick and thin. Go to fractionation.org and join the Shogun Method revolution. Find the link below in the comments section and click it. Fractionation.org